Hello. Welcome to another installment of the Central American Group's podcast, in which experts discuss topics related to doing business in Costa Rica, El Salvador, and the rest of the region.
Hello, welcome to another edition of the Central American Group's podcasts. These are recordings that we do of conversations that we have with individuals that are expert on economic issues in Central America. Today we have with us an individual who is with the Salvadoran Export and Investment Promotion Agency, which in Spanish is called PROESA. And her name is Jessica Bukele. And I'd like to say hello to you. Good morning, Jessica. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your organization?
Good morning, Steve. Thank you for this opportunity. Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Bukele, and I am the Offshore Business Services Investment Advisor at PROESA. PROESA, as Steve just said, is the Experts in Investment Promotion Agency in El Salvador. It is an autonomous government institution responsible for export promotion, investment, country brand, and public-private partnerships. PROESA's main goal is to generate economic growth and generate jobs by attracting foreign direct investment and promoting the expansion of Salvadorian companies abroad. But specifically, Steve, I am in charge of attracting services companies into the country and therefore promote the benefits of our international services law. So I invite you all to explore El Salvador as your next investment destination. The Experts and Investment Promotion Agency will grant you the support, technical assistance, and required information for your business initiatives in our country.
Can you tell us about, you mentioned something called the International Service Law. Could you please tell us what that is and how foreign companies that are investing in El Salvador can take advantage of it?
Sure, Steve. This law in El Salvador is the country's main investment and export promotion strategy for services companies. The International Services Law was issued on October 11, 2007, in order to regulate the establishment and operation of service parks and service centers, as well as the benefits and responsibilities of the owners of companies operating in the country. Since 2007, El Salvador's main purpose has been to attract new service companies into El Salvador and improve their competitive position of existing ones, as well as to provide solutions to obstacles these companies face in terms of their operations, tax incentives, and legal issues.
And the benefits that the companies that operate under it, do they include anything that has to do with taxation?
Yes, of course. It is very important to mention that the law took as reference Panama's International Services Law for the logistics part, for their specialized in this part, and Uruguay's International Services Law for the offshore business services part. El Salvador is the only country in Central America to have a separate law for services companies. Usually they have the Free Zones Law, and in that Free Zones Law, they benefit the services companies, but El Salvador has a separate one.
Okay, and can you please tell us how large the service sector is in El Salvador?
Yes, of course. We have the offshore business services companies have around 70 companies in the country right now. But the logistics services companies also have competitive advantages. And if a logistics company establishes operations in El Salvador, the International Services Law allows for storage, gathering, consolidation, and deconsolidation of third parties' merchandise with the purpose of being exported or re-exported. For example, in El Salvador, we allow labeling and repackaging if there is no change to the value of the product. The merchandise does not lose its country of origin and is free of tax. This is something that makes us different from the rest of Central American companies, Steve. So there are a lot of benefits, not only in offshore business services companies, but also in logistics companies in the country.
Okay, as far as the companies that operate under the International Services Law, you mentioned logistics, But are there any other kind of companies that operate under the ISL?
Yes, of course. We have cinematography, telemedicine, medical tourism. We have a lot of other companies, but logistics and especially offshore business services is the sector that has been growing 2 digits now for more than 10 years. So that is the companies that we focus more on.
Can you tell us of a specific success story?
Yes, Steve. For instance, the International Services Law has this set of incentives and benefits granted by the government to services companies that invest and establish in El Salvador. These benefits are a total exemption from income tax. We have a full exemption from customs duties and other taxes on the import of machinery and equipment that are required for the incentivized activity. And we also have a total exemption from municipal taxes.
Well, that sounds like it would be very, very beneficial for people that want to do business in El Salvador to take advantage of those incentives.
Yes, it is very different. And we also have a competitive advantage in this area because El Salvador is the only country that promotes these benefits for all the time that the company has operations in the country. It has no time limit. So that is a very, very big advantage that investors usually like from our country.
You know, I know that you probably have detailed information or a little bit more information about this on your organization's website. If some of our listeners want to go to that website, what would be the address they would have to access?
It is www.proesa.gov.sv.
Okay, and before asking your email address, I want to ask if there's any other point that you'd like to bring up to make sure that our listeners are filled in.
Yes, of course. With respect to our social media, we also have a Twitter at Proesa_SV, and you can also follow us on Facebook as at El Salvador Marca. So please visit our social media so you can get more specific information.
Would you be so kind as to provide your personal email address should anybody want to get in contact with you directly?
Yes, of course. My email address is jbukele, Bukele, at proesa.gov.sv. Please do not hesitate to contact us for further information or further assistance.
Jessica, I want to thank you very much for speaking with us this morning. We wish you good luck and hope that you have a very nice day.
Thank you, Steve. Have a great day, and thank you for the opportunity. It has been my pleasure.
Thank you for listening. Sign up to receive the Central American Group's quarterly newsletter by visiting www.thecentralamericangroup.com.